Dear global pioneers, my most cherished family, tonight, as I sit before my computer, watching the endless streams of code, scrolling across the blockchain explorer, my heart remains restless. Just a moment ago, I received an email from Nigeria. Attached was a slightly blurry photograph, a young man standing before the gates of a modest university, holding a tuition payment receipt, with a smile bright enough to pierce through poverty and darkness. He wrote to me in words, trembling with emotion, Dr. Fan, thank you, and Nicholas. Today, I use the Pi I have faithfully mined over the past 5 years to pay for my entire semester's tuition. Without Pi, I might have been forced to drop out and work in a factory. Pi is not just a digital currency, it is my textbook, my classroom, and the ladder I am using to change my destiny. After reading that letter, I turned to look out at the quiet night of Silicon Valley, and tears blurred my vision. I want to tell you all, this is the entire meaning of our journey, walking in loneliness for 7 years under immense pressure. Today, I want to set aside complex economic models and strip away all official titles. Like an elder sister, I want to sit down and have a heart-to-heart with you. Why does the tuition of a single Nigerian young man move me more than any $100 million transaction on Wall Street? Why is the Pi in your hands becoming the gentlest revolution in this unfair world? First, what is true value? Breaking the arrogance of money family. In the traditional financial world, what is value? The big capitalists will tell you that value is a ticking of stock prices, premium acquisitions, and stock options that ordinary people will never touch in their lifetimes. In that world, if you don't have money to buy expensive mining rigs or the capital to participate in private equity, you are forever at the bottom, waiting to be harvested. Money there is arrogant. It circulates among the few, but never stoops to touch the dreams struggling in the mud. But look at this young man in Nigeria. He had no expensive graphics cards. He had no real estate to mortgage to a bank. All he had was a thirst for the future, and the steadfast trust he placed in the Pi network over the past 2,400 days and nights. In the eyes of traditional banks, he has no credit and is unworthy of a loan. But in the world of Pi, as long as he contributed his attention, as long as he clicked that lightning bolt, and as long as he helped build the security circle, he owned a digital asset. The moment he exchanged those assets for knowledge, the moment he used them to secure his future, Pi completed its transformation from code to dignity. This is the highest form of value in my heart. This value isn't about making the rich richer. It's about giving a young person who might have otherwise sunk into despair the chance to sit in a bright classroom and read aloud. Second, why Nigeria? Reaching those forgotten by the world, many people ask me, Dr. Fan, why is Pi so popular in Africa, Southeast Asia, and impoverished regions? The answer is simple, because people in those places understand best what scarcity means, and they understand best what injustice feels like. In those regions, fiat currency can turn into worthless paper overnight, and the barriers to banking are high enough to turn away any ordinary citizen. There, for a young person to receive a higher education, it often requires the entire family to give everything they have, sometimes incurring debts that last for generations. What we are doing is not adding flowers to a bouquet. We are delivering charcoal in the middle of a snowstorm. From day one, the vision of the Pi network was never to become a playground for speculators. If it were just about making a small group of people rich, Nicholas and I wouldn't have chosen such a difficult path. We could have easily created a simple air coin, pumped the price, and cashed out, but we didn't. We insisted on the strictest KYC. We insisted on slow and steady ecosystem building. We would rather endure being called a scam than fail to ensure that among these 19 million real accounts, a significant portion belongs to ordinary people, like this young man in Nigeria. Only when these people hold the chips can the dream of global wealth redistribution become possible. Third, do not let short-sightedness slay the tuition of the future family. I see it too. As the open network approaches, some pioneers are growing anxious. They look at the numbers in their accounts and feel tempted to hurriedly dump their chips for the measly lure of a few $100s. I ask you to look at that Nigerian young man's smile one more time. Despite his poverty, he guarded his chips until they could be exchanged for precious tuition. Yet, some pioneers living in comfort want to sell their future cheaply, just to buy a new phone or a fancy meal. This is not just a loss of money, it is a desecration of opportunity. Every pie you sell at a low price will eventually flow into the hands of the whales, who already possess massive wealth. You are personally dismantling the ladder of your own advancement and selling the wood to others for their fire. You must realize that in the future, the pie in your hand won't just pay for tuition in Nigeria, it will pay for healthcare, retirement, and the dreams of entrepreneurship anywhere in the world. Fourth, the ecosystem is the only moat from barter to reshaping the world. This young man was able to pay his tuition because there are merchants and schools beginning to accept pie. This is exactly the ecosystem we have always emphasized. The reason Bitcoin failed to become a currency is that people only viewed it as a speculative tool. Our pie, however, is slowly seeping into the capillaries of real life through projects like StarMax and our hackathons. When pie can buy bread, books, and medicine, it gains a sovereign-level vitality. This vitality doesn't rely on market pumps. It is rooted in basic human needs. We are building a digital city-state, composed of ordinary people, serving ordinary people. In this city, trust is the universal currency, and persistence is the only entry permit. That Nigerian young man is one of the first citizens of this city-state. Conclusion: for every unfinished dream family, persistence is exhausting. I know, I understand. During these 7 years, I too have had moments of weariness. But every time I see a real story like this, it's like lighting that lightning bolt all over again. We aren't just building technology, we are giving the world a possibility. The possibility that a child in a remote mountain village can stand at the same starting line of wealth as a Silicon Valley elite through their phone. The possibility that a farmer without a bank account can use his credit to exchange for a more dignified life for his children. Please hold your chips tight. When you feel shaken, think of the Nigerian young man standing at his university gates. You aren't just protecting a number, you are protecting the sparks of a fairer world. Don't let your pie become someone else's wedding gown. Use it to weave your own magnificent future. Thank you, everyone. I am always with you.